Okay, very good morning, children. Yesterday class, first year botany English medium. Yesterday we completed, especially leaf and leaf venation. Okay, which chapter that is? Fifth chapter. What is the fifth chapter? Morphology of flowering plants. Fifth chapter. Morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. Okay, this is the fifth chapter continuation. Today we are going to start the especially the new topic that is types of leaves. Types of leaves. Types of leaves. Okay. But what are the types of the leaves? Okay. So based on what character we have to classify the leaves. So here generally leaves are mainly two types. One is simple leaf. Another one is compound leaf. Simple leaf, compound leaf. But what is the simple leaf? Okay, but what is the simple leaf? Simple leaf is nothing but, already you know that leaf is contain leaf lamina. Lamina having in the middle prominent midrib. This lamina is attached to the soil with the help of petiole. These parts already you can remain. So here, what is simple leaf? The simple leaf is nothing but the leaf lamina is entire. The leaf lamina is entire. The leaf lamina is entire. And sometimes the leaf lamina having lobes inside. The leaf lamina having incisions inside. So inside the leaf lamina is entire or inside means lobes, cuttings inside. So what is simple leaf? The lamina is entire or inside. The incisions that may not touch the midrib. The incisions do not touch the midrib. Incisions do not touch the midrib. For example, so these are the incisions inside. Okay. Here you can see this is inside, but incisions are not reaching the midrib. The leaf is inside. Here lobes are there, but these lobes, incisions not reach the midrib, not touch the midrib. Okay. So this is simple leaf. But what is compound leaf? Compound leaf means the incisions of the lamina, cuttings of the lamina, lobes of the lamina, the incisions of the lamina reach up to the midrib and breaks the lamina into small leaflets. Here you can see midrib. Here you can see Lamina. Lamina is the leaf lamina reach the midrib and break the leaf lamina reach up to midrib and break the lamina into small leaflets. Here you can see small leaflets. The middle midrib is there, small leaflets. So this type of the leaf is called compound leaf. This type of the leaf is called compound leaf. Okay, what is compound leaf? Especially the incisions reached up to the midrib. The incisions of the lamina reached up to the midrib and breaking it into small leaflets. The lamina is break up into small leaflets. How the leaflets are formed here? How the leaflets are formed? By breaking of the lamina. Incisions reached up to the midrib and breaking the leaf lamina into small leaflets. Here these small leaflets are there. This is called compound leaf. Okay. So these the axil of the compound leaf having one bud. The axil of the simple leaf having bud. But there is no buds in the axil of leaflets. The axil of leaflets there is no buds. Only the axil of only the petiole of the compound leaf only having buds. Here the axil of compound leaf having bud, but there is no buds here on the axil of leaflets. The axil of simple leaf, the axil of compound leaf, they are having buds, but there is no buds in the axil of leaflets. There is no buds in axil of leaflets. Okay, so these are the simple and compound leaves. Okay, but here these simple and compound leaves are maybe two types. Simple and compound leaves are, that is, two types. Sorry, these compound leaves are two types. Leaves are two types, simple and compound. Simple leaf, compound leaf, explanation already I given. In the simple leaf, the leaf lamina is entered incisor, but incisions that may not touch the midrib. Whereas in compound leaf, the leaf lamina reach the midrib. The incisions of the lamina reach the midrib and break up the lamina into small leaflets. The small leaflets are called compound leaf. Compound leaf having small leaflets. So compound leaf is mainly two types. Here the compound leaf is mainly two types. One is pinnately compound leaf. One is pinnately compound leaf. Pinnately compound leaf. Second one, palmately compound leaf. Palmately compound leaf. Pinnately compound leaf. Pinnately compound leaf. Palmately compound leaf. But what is pinnately compound leaf? What is pinnately compound leaf? In this pinnately compound leaf, the leaflets are arranged on the common axis. The leaflets are arranged on the common axis. Here this is the common axis. On this common axis, the leaflets are arranged on the common axis. The leaflets are arranged on the common axis. So here the leaflets are arranged on the common axis. The leaflets are, this is the common axis. Leaflets are arranged on the common axis. So that is the pinnately compound leaf. That is the pinnately compound leaf. Okay. Number of, here we can see number of leaflets. Number of leaflets are arranged on the common axis. Okay. Best example, neem. Best example of the pinnately compound leaf, neem. Okay. pinnately compound leaf. Number of leaflets are arranged on the common axis. This is the common axis. On this common axis, number of leaflets are arranged. This is the pinnately compound leaf. Best example, neem leaf. Next, what is palmately compound leaf? In these palmately compound leaf, the leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. This is the petiole or axis, petiole. Leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. At the tip of petiole, you can see the leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. Leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. Leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. Okay, leaflets are arranged. More leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. So this is palmately compound leaf. Palmately compound leaf. This is palmately compound leaf. Leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. This is the petiole. This is the petiole. Leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. Best example, Bombax sebum. Best example, Bombax sebum. Best example, Bombax sebum. Silk cotton. Common name, silk cotton. Scientific name, Bombax sebum. Okay, this is the palmately compound leaf. So these are the types of the leaf: simple leaf, compound leaf. Compound leaf is mainly two types. One is pinnately compound leaf. Second one is palmately compound leaf. This is the diagram of the pinnately compound leaf. The leaflets are arranged a common axis. Here palmately compound leaf. The leaflets are arranged at the tip of petiole. Pinnately compound leaf example neem. Palmately compound leaf example Bombax sebum. So this is about the types of the leaves. Okay, this is the types of the leaves. This is the types of the leaves. Okay, next one, phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy. Next topic, phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy. What is phyllotaxy? Phyllotaxy. Phyllotaxy means the arrangement of leaves on the stem is called phyllotaxy. Arrangement of leaves. Phyllotaxy means the arrangement of leaves. Arrangement of leaves on stem. Arrangement of leaves. Arrangement of leaves on stem. Arrangement of leaves on stem, that is called phyllotaxy. But how the stems are arranged, how the leaves are arranged on the stem. So arrangement of leaves on the stem is called phyllotaxy. Arrangement of leaves on the stem is called phyllotaxy. Here you can see this phyllotaxy is mainly three types. One is alternate. Second one is opposite. Alternate, opposite. Third one, rolled. But what is alternate phyllotaxy? What is alternate phyllotaxy? What is alternate phyllotaxy? Okay. What is alternate phyllotaxy? Alternate phyllotaxy means a single leaf arranged at each node. A single leaf arranged at each node. A single leaf arranged. A single leaf. Here you can see a single leaf arranged at each node. This is the node. Here single leaf is there. But the leaves which are arranged, the single leaf which is arranged on each node, that are alternate to each other. Here this is the node, one leaf is there. Okay, here another node is there, here another leaf is there. So both are alternate here. Here also alternate. Here also alternate. So alternately arranged. Each leaf is present at each node, but which are alternate. So that is alternate phyllotaxy. That is alternate phyllotaxy. What is phyllotaxy? Arrangement of leaves on the stem is called phyllotaxy. The phyllotaxy is mainly three types: alternate phyllotaxy, opposite phyllotaxy, and rolled phyllotaxy. Alternate means each leaves arise on the stem alternate to each other. Each leaf arise on the node. Here one node is there, leaf is there. Due to alternate here, another leaf is there. Due to this alternate node, another leaf is there. So each leaf is present at the node alternate to each other. The leaves are alternate to each other. That is alternate phyllotaxy. Alternate phyllotaxy. That is alternate phyllotaxy. Okay. Alternate phyllotaxy. Best example to the alternate phyllotaxy. Best examples: hibiscus. Hibiscus, mustard, hibiscus, mustard, hibiscus, mustard, sunflower. Hibiscus, mustard, sunflower. These are the example to the alternate phyllotaxy. But what is opposite phyllotaxy? Each node contains two leaves, one pair of leaves. Here each node contains one pair of leaves. Here this node contains pair of leaves. This is the node contains pair of leaves. Each node contains pair of leaves, but the leaves are opposite to each other. Opposite, opposite, opposite. So this type of phyllotaxy is called opposite phyllotaxy. Two leaves, a pair of leaves arise at each node. Each node having pair of leaves, but the leaves are opposite to each other. Opposite, opposite. So that is alternate, that is opposite phyllotaxy. Okay. Best example: Calotropis and Goa. Best examples: Calotropis, Calotropis and Goa. These are the examples. Examples: Calotropis, Goa. Okay, pair of leaves present at the each node. Each node having two leaves, but the two leaves are opposite to each other. That is opposite phyllotaxy. Rolled phyllotaxy. Now what is rolled? What is rolled phyllotaxy? Rolled phyllotaxy means more than two leaves are present at each node. More than two leaves are present at each node. More than two leaves are present at each node, and they form a roll. They form a roll circle. More than two leaves are present at each node. They form a circle here also. More than two leaves are there, and they form a roll here also. More than two leaves. So more than each node having more than two leaves, that can form a roll. That can form roll. So that type of the phyllotaxy is called rolled phyllotaxy. Each node having more than two leaves, or the two leaves form a roll. Best example: Nerium. Best example: Nerium. 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 Best example: Nerium. So this is about the phyllotaxy. One is alternate phyllotaxy, opposite phyllotaxy, rolled phyllotaxy. Okay, diagrams, explanation, everything we completed about the phyllotaxy. Next, a small topic is there. Modifications of the leaf. Leaf modifications. Leaf modifications. Leaf modifications. Leaf modifications. Leaf modifications. Now, what is leaf modifications? What is leaf modifications? Actually, the main function of the leaf is to perform photosynthesis. The main function of the leaf is to to perform photosynthesis. To perform photosynthesis. To perform photosynthesis. So other than photosynthesis, leaves perform different functions. Main function is photosynthesis. Other than photosynthesis, they can perform different functions. For performing different functions, the leaves are modified. Okay. So that type of the leaves are called modified leaves or leaf modifications. Best example, the leaves are modified to tendrils. Leaves are modified to tendrils. Tendrils. Best example, peas. Pea plants. Peas. These tendrils are very useful for climbing purpose. These tendrils are very useful for climbing purpose. With the help of the tendrils, some leaves are modified to tendrils, especially example pea plants. The tendrils are very useful for climbing purpose. Okay, next one, spines. Spines. Some leaves are modified to spines, which can reduce transpiration and protection purpose. Best example, cactus. Best example, cactus. For what is the which purpose? Protection and reduce transpiration. Reduce transpiration. Okay. They can reduce transpiration and they can protect plant. The spines means thorns. The spines protect the plant, especially cactus plants. And also, whenever the leaves are modified into spines, they can reduce the loss of water in the transpiration. So they can reduce the transpiration. Whenever the transpiration is reduced, they can control the loss of water. So that are the spines. Okay, that are the spines. Next, especially in onion. In onion and garlic, the fleshy leaves are modified to store the food. Especially in onion, the fleshy leaves are the leaves are fleshy. The fleshy leaves are modified to store the food. Best example, onion and garlic. The fleshy leaves that can store the food. That purpose they are modified. Next, fourth one, phyllodes. But what is phyllodes? Okay, fourth one, phyllodes. But what is phyllodes? Especially acacia plant, Australian acacia plant. In this plant, Australian acacia plant. In this plant, leaves are pinnately compound leaves. Leaves are pinnately compound. The leaflets are small and short-lived. Leaflets are short-lived. Okay. Leaflets are short-lived. So they are removed after some time. So in these plants, the petioles are spread. They are modified to perform photosynthesis. Especially in these plants, petioles are expanded. These petioles are expanded, which are in green color, which can perform photosynthesis. So this type of the modifications are called phyllodes. Especially Australian acacia plant. Leaves are pinnately compound. Leaflets are small and short-lived. Whenever the leaflets are removed, petiole is expanded, which is in green color, which is able to perform photosynthesis, which can prepare the food. So that type of the leaf modifications are called phyllodes. Best example, Australian acacia. Next, fifth one, insectivorous plants. Fifth one, insectivorous plant. Fifth one, insectivorous leaves. Insectivorous leaves, especially pitcher plant, especially Venus flytrap, pitcher plant means Nepenthes, Venus flytrap, Dionia. Okay, in Nepenthes and Dionia, the leaves are modified to trap the insects. Why? Because these plants are growing in nitrogen deficiency soils. To fulfill their nitrogen requirements, these leaves are modified to trap the insects. So that type of the leaves are called insectivorous leaves. With the help of the insectivorous leaves, they can trap the insects, they can digest the insects. By trapping the insects only, these plants are getting nitrogen. Why? Because these plants are growing in the soil. The soil is lack of nitrogen. To fulfill their nitrogen requirements, they can trap the insects. By trapping the insects only, they can get nitrogen and they can grow. Why? Because the plants, where these plants are growing, the soils are deficient with nitrogen. To fulfill their nitrogen requirements, they can trap the insects, they can digest the insects. For trapping the insects, they are having special structures in their roots. So they are having special jaw-like structures in their leaf. The leaves are modified to special structures for trapping the insects. So that type of the leaves are called insectivorous leaves. Best example, Nepenthes, Dionia. Nepenthes is called pitcher plant. Dionia is called Venus flytrap. Okay. Next one, this is the insectivorous leaves. Next, some leaves are very useful for vegetative propagation. The leaves are very useful for vegetative propagation. Especially, best example, bryophyllum. Especially in bryophyllum, the epiphyllous buds. Especially in bryophyllum, the epiphyllous buds, which are arising from the notch, which are arising from the notches of leaves, epiphyllous buds, especially in bryophyllum, the epiphyllous buds are present at the notches, means edges, notches of the leaves. When these buds are detached from the parent plant, they can develop adventitious roots and they can grow new individual plants, which are very useful for vegetative propagation. So through the leaf only, the leaf having epiphyllous buds. If you detach the epiphyllous buds, they can develop adventitious roots, they can produce new individual plant. So the best example, bryophyllum. So that is vegetative propagation, very useful. So these are the all leaf modifications. These are the leaf modifications, okay, which you have discussed so far. One is tendrils, spines, onion, fleshy leaves, store the food, phyllodes, insectivorous leaves, vegetative propagation. Okay, so these are the leaf modifications. Today we discussed types of the leaves, phyllotaxy, and leaf modifications. In tomorrow class we have to discuss about the inflorescence. Okay.